with puberty blockers, with even the movement of transgender, back in the days, like basic question for you. If I would ask you this simple question, because my boys one day come out and they start talking to me about someone in kid is gay, okay, and what does that really mean? If I were to ask you right now, where did AIDS come from, what would you say?
Speaking of the film, thank you, Dr. Fauci, they explore a non-traditional narrative which has not gotten the attention it deserves, and that is that it may very well have come from a lab in Africa.
AIDS could have come from a lab in Africa.
HIV.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In the state of New York, a couple years ago, a virus is spreading. And I don't know if it was the governor that said this or whoever it was. It could have been the mayor, could have been the governor that came out and said, hey, specifically to gay men, to maybe pump the brakes when it comes down to being, is that what it was?
Mpox.
Mpox is what it was. Maybe pump the brakes on being sexually active right now the next couple months.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would he say that? Why would he suggest that? Because if AIDS, and I remember the whole Anthony Fauci, what was the pill that they AZT, ATZ, am I saying it correctly?
AZT.
AZT, yeah. And I think it gets to a point that some people don't want to talk about what really is going on and kind of want to give the direction at a different place on what's causing this. Where maybe it's even some people's lifestyle on how people live. Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? This is a sensitive topic. Most people don't want to go to it.
That's right.
It's extremely difficult because who are you going to lose? Who's going to be not happy? We're already past this. But if we don't openly talk about this stuff, then you lose the argument with puberty blockers. Then you lose the argument with all the other things that's happening to kids, and they're confused because we're like, well, no, I don't want to touch that story. Dallas Buyers Club, Matthew McConaughey, what was really going on? And no, let's not touch that story because that's a little too controversial. Let's just kind of say it came from a lab. Let's just say it came from here. And then you're supposed to sit there and say, really?
Yeah. I don't know where HIV came from, but how many people have Lyme disease, including people we know? Mm-hmm. Where did Lyme disease come from? I can tell you with a high degree of probability, it came from Lab 257 on Plum Island, just outside of Connecticut, 25 miles from Lyme, Connecticut, where the first case was described. How do we know that? First of all, you can read the book Bitten, and it's a great book. When the Nazi war criminal doctors were executed in Nuremberg, at least one of them was spared and brought to the United States so that he could, his mind could be used by the U.S. military for so-called biodefense. And they put him on Plum Island. And he had said very openly that he believed an incredible form of biowarfare was infecting ticks. And that's what Lyme disease is. And then it shows up 25 miles away. And by the way, that's not the only thing that showed up close by. They found half rat, half deer carcasses on what's it called in the Hamptons, the last town, Montauk. Yeah, it washed up in Montauk. This is like in the 90s. What the hell's going on there? Again, a bunch of mad scientists doing things, and all these people have Lyme disease. How many physicians know that it came from Lab 257? That Lyme disease came from? Approximately 1%, right? Because these are things we are never honest with ourselves. That just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. And sometimes we can cause more harm than we can good by messing with Mother Nature.
When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.